Welcome to the Once Upon an Island podcast, number 2 on the charts, number 1 in your hearts. I'm your host, Wesley, and of course, I am joined by my cheerful co-host,
Rebekah.
And today we're joined by our special guest, Rome, if you want to. Rome from Survivor 47. Rome, how are you doing?
Doing good. Thank you very much, Wesley and Rebekah. It's very nice to be back once again, second season in a row here, and it's been a fun season so far, so I'm ready to chop it up.
Yeah, I mean, once again, Rome asked us to be on. I was like, dude, if somebody asked us to be on, as always, the answer is yes. I mean, I think there's probably one exception to this.
Oh, drama. Okay.
I mean, it's not drama. Like if Dan Spilo asked, I probably wouldn't say yes. Sure. You know what I mean? Not
That's
that he
fair.
would. That's a dark way to start the episode. Anyways, hey, on the lighter things, Survivor 50, they announced, I think it was yesterday on Tuesday, that they're going to do the premiere on the February 25th, which is not a shocker. But the surprising thing to me was 3 hours. Holy crap. How many? What do you think about that, Rebekah?
Man, I'm excited. I get why they're doing this because there are so many players on this season. And I think every single player on this season, even the ones who are going to get voted out immediately, like they have fans, they have people who are watching the season for them. So I get having a longer first episode so that everyone can have screen time and like all of that. But I'm thinking about us podcasting afterwards. It's going to be a long night. But I don't know. I think ultimately it is a good thing. Like I do appreciate that. Yeah, they're trying to give everybody at least a little bit of screen time. And I think that's a good move on such a big season. So yeah, overall, I'm a fan. What do you think about it?
Yeah, Rome, what do you think? Because I'm guessing we're getting 3 boots this premiere. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least 2. If there's 3, I'll be a little bit shocked. I think 2 would be probably a good number. You could essentially have 2 90-minute episodes in the 3 hours, and they would still kind of be able to edit it in somewhat of the same fashion. That way they wouldn't have to feel too rushed. So I think 2 is probably the magic number. But, I mean, either way, I'm excited for it because, I mean, the fact that they're already announcing the premiere date, usually you got to wait until, like, a few weeks before to know the premiere date. So the fact they're putting it out there this early, I mean, shoot, they put the Survivor 50 logo on a plane. Like they're definitely like promoting this season and promoting like everything about it. So this is just going to be huge for the franchise as a whole. So they said it's going to be a year-long celebration, and you know, in order to make it a year-long celebration, you got to let us know that it's coming the year before, and they're doing that right now in November.
Speaking of promotions, Rome, I know you have your own podcast now. It's a perfect segue. Could you tell everyone about it and where to check it out at?
Yeah, I started a podcast this season. Pretty much a few people, asked me to do one. They said they think I should start one. They'd like to hear my insights on things. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I might as well. So I started a podcast on my old YouTube channel, and it's been pretty fun. It's just me and a couple of the homies, and we just absolutely chop it up and have a great time. And we talk about a bunch of stuff that we probably shouldn't talk about. I'm surprised I haven't gotten a nice little email yet, but you never know. It's been a great time. So you can check it out at Rome's Reality Podcast on YouTube. That's the only place we're at is YouTube. Like I said, I don't put a ton of work into it. If you want to go listen, you can check us out. You know what I'm saying? It's a fun podcast. We have a good time.
I think once they cut you from 50, it's fair game. Talk about whatever. I'm not sure that's what your contract says, but I'm not a lawyer. That's not legal advice, by the way, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, Rome, not at all.
I know also you go to watch parties. Are you doing any more of those this season?
Yeah, we had an absolutely awesome premiere party in Wichita, Kansas for 49. We had a bunch of people come out. We packed out the house. It was in the middle of nowhere, but it was a great time. And now for the finale, a lot of people have pretty much reached out and were like, bro, you got to do another watch party. It was a good time. And so guess what? We're doing a finale watch party in Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We've got Johnny Fairplay coming out. We got Rupert coming out. We got Philip Shepard coming out. Venus Vafa. We got Lauren Harp. We got David Jelinski. We even got people from The Challenge coming out. We got someone from The Circle, someone from Deal or No Deal Island. So if you're a reality TV fan and you're near Phoenix or can get to Phoenix, December 17th for the finale, you're going to want to get there. You can just literally Google Survivor 49 finale watch party, Phoenix, Arizona, and it'll pop up. It's on Eventbrite. You can get your tickets. You can also play Mafia with the survivors as well before the event actually starts if you get the VIP package. So that's always a good time, because Venus is going to be there. And right now she's actually on Traders. So you get to play Traders with somebody that's actually on the Traders, which is pretty cool. So it's going to be a fun event. And if you're into watch parties, check it out.
Out of all the people you said, I heard Jelinski, and I almost unironically say several means 7. I almost unironically, it's gotten to the point where I'm slipping. Like sometimes I mean it ironically, sometimes I don't mean it ironically. That's the thing. I just never know. But I say several in place of 7 many times over the past few months. And I was like, shoot, I meant to say 7, but I just said several instead. So that sounds pretty exciting. Phoenix, that's gosh, that's I guess that is the middle of somewhere in comparison to Wichita. Wichita is truly the middle of nowhere. I've been to Wichita. It's the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the rest of this episode. We're going to go through everything chronologically. As always, we got chapter markers here on YouTube, and we will be doing winner analysis tomorrow with Mary. Yes, I've said Mary the past couple weeks. This time I mean it. She actually was able to watch the episode on time. Last week, she was not able to. So, all right, we start the episode, and Christina is shocked by the vote off of MC and says MC was in her final 3. I guess I could have assumed that because they're all from the same tribe and the same alliance, but I didn't know this. Talk about Christina not getting enough. Like, they have so much time in the episodes. Was this said before, Rebekah, and I forgot?
I don't know if this particularly was said, but it sort of brings up a bigger point. Like, because I do remember, I think I've said this on the podcast before, but I remember Christina talking about how close of an ally Shannon was to her. And then after Shannon got voted out, we never heard from Christina. And I feel like, especially tonight, a little bit last week, but especially in this episode, Christina has been so heavily featured. And it seems like such a sharp, I don't have the confessional count in front of me right now, but it seems like such a sharp uptick for her. I'm like, I feel like we're gearing up to her getting voted out soon. Like, I know she has an immunity idol right now. And so, like, I kind of thought last week, like, maybe that's why she was getting a bit more of the focus. But like just in general tonight, she had so many confessionals. And so I'm like, we know she's not winning because she's been purpled in an episode or 2 episodes, I think. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that was kind of my big takeaway from this is like, why are we focusing on her so much all of a sudden? And just, how she feels about MC getting voted out when in reality, there's a lot of people that probably had opinions about that. But she seemed like kind of the most vocal one. So I don't know. I think we're kind of gearing up to see her go home soon. But I don't know. That was my impression. What about you, Rome?
You're saying what was my impression of like the change in her edit as a whole?
Or yeah, just that and or like just her reaction to MC being gone in general.
When I saw this, it seemed like, okay, yeah, she's saying that that was someone in her final 3, but literally last episode, didn't she just share with Alex and Steven that she found an idol and she was like, this is a tight 3 I can work with? So like, I don't really know if Christina has a real tight final 3. It's mainly like she had a bunch of potential final 3s, I feel like, but like we never heard her final 3 solidified group, you know what I'm saying? So we've seen her hand in many pots, but we haven't seen her actually say, all right, this is my real final 3 that included MC. Like that kind of caught me off guard too.
I'm with you all. Like it's confusing the storyline Christina got, and I believe Christina is the only person here to have 2 episodes of no confessionals. It wasn't Sophi, yes, it was Christina, right, Rebekah? Am I on the right track with that?
I think so. I can double check real quick, but that sounds correct.
That sounds correct to me too. And it's just a very confusing story. And I'm with you. Like the moment Christina was made more important this week, I'm like, oh, is this her episode to go? Maybe not. Maybe that's next week. Maybe they're just like, this is the setup and next week's the payoff to it. I don't know. What I will say is I put 0 votes on Alex this week. So my fantasy team took a suffering hit because of that.
Yeah.
And Alex was the only player on my team left in the game. My other player, Kimberly/Annie, gone in episode 2. This is my team is dead.
R.I.P.
My team's dead in the water. Can't even vote right. My team's getting voted off. Ugh. Just garbage,
Yeah.
man. Just garbage.
My team's not doing too hot either. And I did double check. It is Christina has had 2 episodes with no confessionals, and Sophie only has 1. So, yeah.
If you get 0 confessionals, that's done. You're done. Then 2 of them, yeah. It's just so strange, her edit, I will say. Well, when they get back to camp, though, Sophie S. openly says, people seem to be shocked that I'm still here. And that's definitely the case. I mean, she didn't say this like in a confessional. She said this out loud in front of everybody, and their reaction still was like not reassuring. People were not reassuring Sophie S. that that's not what they meant. At least that's not how it was shown. And I'm just blown away. Rome, but did anything like this happen your season where somebody openly expressed this and everybody's just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, this is such a strange situation to me.
Not really that I was a part of, just because like I didn't we didn't have a lot of situations where, we show up to the mat and the person gone, they're like shocked about, like it's just like we're not on that tribe. We didn't have a swap like these tribes do. These tribes swapped like every other day, right? Like after the snake bite. So
yeah.
So we had no we had no swaps. We just merged, and you know what I'm saying? That was it. So so when it comes to this, I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting coming back and getting the vibe that everyone was expecting you to go home. Like, that's not a good feeling. And the fact that she didn't know that was how everyone felt before, like, maybe there is something else going on, because clearly the edit hasn't been highlighting Sophie, Yellow Sophie, right? Like they just haven't been throughout the season so far. But for whatever reason, so many people have animosity apparently towards Sophie, but they aren't telling us why. Right? Like, they haven't showed us why at all. So, like, I know there's rumors going around, obviously, but we don't know if rumors are true, so there's no point in speculating. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Speaking of rumors, I made a video about it yesterday called What is the Survivor 49 Cheating Scandal? In case people want to know what rumors we're talking about. I made a video all about it with everything I could find, so in case you're wondering. But again, as Rome says, those are just rumors. Nothing is confirmed. On Sophie S.
I mean, I wasn't there, but like, even like, you hear about things, like you hear about, okay, like all right, there was that many people talking, like, you know what I'm saying? You hear things like that. So, before the season even aired. So I don't know if that played a part or not, but either way, they have animosity toward her, and she didn't realize that. And you hear her even talking in the forest. She's like, I mean, what do you want me to do about it? Like I'm here, like I'm still playing. Like I can't take myself out the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to play with me. So it seems like, I don't know. It seems like a weird place to be. It seems like people want her out personally, but not for game reasons.
I don't think it's the cheating scandal. I think it's this diet food comment. Everybody didn't like the diet food comment. Wink, wink. That's what it was.
Yeah, 100%.
Storyline wise, that had to be it.
Just like one thing I also wanted to point out was that it's so interesting that this was everyone's reaction at the beginning of this episode. And by the end, like, she didn't get any votes at Tribal tonight, if I recall correctly. Yeah, she didn't get any. So, like, clearly, yeah, like you're saying, it's maybe more personal and not so much gameplay, which is crazy, though, because both individual immunity challenges, she's been the one giving Savannah a run for her money. So it does seem kind of crazy that, like, no one was worried about Sophie S tonight, but I don't know. Well, yeah,
at this point,
was just, I wanted to point that out.
I mean, at this point in all the players' heads, Savannah's the bigger threat than Sophie. She just beat her twice in 2 showdowns.
Yeah. Right.
So right now,
but if you can't vote for Savannah, why not go for Sophie?
Because then Savannah's going to run the table. You now need someone to beat Savannah. That's why.
True.
So now Sophie.
That's true.
So now Sophie's got a golden ticket because she kind of needs to be there to take out Savannah. Like, you're the only one that's went there to the distance with her twice. You got Savannah sitting here talking about, I'm not dropping. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen someone this confident. Like, doing these challenges since Parvati. Like, there's a reason people are comparing her to Parvati. And so, like, when, you're sitting here going up against somebody with that type of challenge prowess and everyone's sitting there watching it, hearing the trash talk, hearing the confidence that Savannah has, why would I vote out the next best person that could potentially knock you out and keep that necklace off of your neck?
Kind of like a Terry Dietz Aris situation from Exile Island, where it's like, why is Aris being kept around? Because he's the only real competition to Terry Dietz, who's running the table on immunities. So it's like, why am I going to vote off? Why would I vote off Aris when he's the only person really out here trying to stop Terry from, call the ambulance. Terry's crying on the course. I know that's some old references here, but that's what Rebekah, just be prepared for trivia questions. All I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I'll write that down.
I try to find the old seasons, But yeah, it's I'm with you. Like Sophie S won the very first immunity individual in I believe episode 7, and then Savannah's won episodes 8 and episodes 9 now. So Savannah, man, two more wins, and she ties Rachel. I believe Rachel at 4. Is that correct? I know, Rome, you weren't there physically, but that's right?
I believe so.
I think Rachel got 4. Yeah, that sounds right. So that would put her in a league of, we'll see. She's got plenty of episodes. That's all I'm saying. Like, we're only episode 9. Anything apparently it's endurance. Watch out for Savannah, which is like half the individual immunities. Half of these are like that. Thankfully, she's not on last season where it's like it was all bicep challenges or whatever.
Right.
I mean, when you got Joe and David, I mean, shoot, are you really gonna not have
Savannah there?
The biceps flexing the whole time? Come on.
Savannah's there. She's like, this is easy, guys. And David's like, oh, oh, brother. All right. Well, Savannah then tells Sophi B the truth about what really happened when she went over, and she's like, not only was I given the option to vote, but also I got to bank my vote instead. And I was like, at first I was like, did you have to tell her that? But then later this episode, we see her talk to Sophi B, revealing, is it just me? To me, when she told Sophi B, I'm a news reporter, I got a lot of vibes of when Chris on Ghost Island revealed people he was a model, and people were like, okay. Like, I don't know. Like, that was supposed to be like a surprise. Like, Sophi B took it in stride, but like, I don't know. What is this that big of a deal?
Yeah.
With that, I mean, hold on, Rebekah, hold on. Rome,
yes,
if somebody told you they were a news reporter, is that big threat alert?
No, I literally no. I told everyone that I was an esports commentator, that I'd talk in front of a camera for a living, and nobody cared. Nobody, like my job didn't matter. Like sometimes that truly does not matter. Like Sam, he told everyone he was a reporter, still went to Final 2. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't matter if you're a reporter or a newscaster. So I did think that it's interesting that the 2 times Savannah's opened up to someone. Last episode, she opened up to Steven. Steven literally seemed like he couldn't care less, respectfully. Like in the moment. Like he was in one ear, out the other, right? Like, am I wrong?
Yes.
Like, and then this episode, Sophi B, she's like, oh, wow, thank you. Like she's really saying like this is a big deal when it's really not that big of a deal, right? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe for Savannah it's that big of a deal, but for pretty much everyone else on the island, it's probably not that big of a deal to hear that news, right? So it's cool that you're sharing something with me you aren't sharing with anyone else, and that's a sign in the game that I can take as trust. But it's not a big deal that you're a news reporter. Like I'm not threatened now by you because you're a news reporter. Like news reporters literally have prompters that tell them what to say. You just have to say it in a specific voice. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not, I don't know. That's not a threatening job. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's interesting about this, Wesley, is that it's not so much what Savannah is saying or even what the conversation is about, but what I picked up more was the context that Sophi B gave the conversation before they had it. So before we see the conversation between the two of them, we heard a confessional from Soph where she was talking about, hey, I really value loyalty and like a personal connection in this game. Like I think loyalty is really valuable in this game. So that's why she like approached Savannah and was talking about, the plan to split votes or whatever. But I think like that context, honestly, like reframed that conversation for me. Because you're right, like what Savannah's saying is not a huge revelation. But if we just heard from Sophi B that she values loyalty and a personal connection, it's like, okay, the show is trying to tell us that like this personal connection that the two of them have is going to be really impactful for the game. In what way we'll end up seeing, but I don't know all of that yet. But that was just something I wanted to point out was that, I don't think the conversation was super important, but the way that Sophi B received that conversation and the way she felt about it seemed important.
I will say that you're right in the sense, and I think it's important storyline wise because we've already established Savannah and the Rizgod are close, but Sophi B's apparently part of like, this is now the trio. Like it seemed like maybe for a minute it wasn't gonna be a trio. It's a trio again, basically.
Yeah, we finally get Sophi B saying, I want this to be my final 3. Yeah. So we finally hear that in this episode. So this is like, this is them establishing the why Savannah's close with Sophi B, because we already know that Savannah's close with the Rizgod. So here's our final 3 and here's why. Like basically, like we already know who's on 50 and what tribes they're on, and we're putting pieces together, and it's like
for like 10 minutes in an episode, we were like, oh no, Savannah and the Rizgod
Right.
are in trouble. But as we're going to tribal tonight, and it's like, is it between the Rizgod who has an idol or Alex? And I'm like, oh, well, this is not really, I'm not really worried over here about who's going tonight. Especially since we know Jeff openly said, whoever's on 50 has to have made big moves or whatever, like done. It's like, okay, well, I guess Savannah and Rizgod got to do something. They can't go home soon. So, I don't know.
Well, also, every single person that was revealed on 50 made top 8 or better. So I had really zero suspense until the final, until next episode, where they might go home and the pattern might follow. Because there's only like 2 or 3 people that got 8th place that made it to 50, but nobody placed lower than that. So I knew.
Do you know who those 2 people were off the top of your head? Because I don't remember.
Tiffany from 46.
Oh.
Can't remember the other one off top, but that was one of them.
Nah, I would. Yeah, Tiffany. Tiffany's a solid choice too. I don't really like that there's 3 people from 46. I do think Charlie should have been cut, though. I guess he got the On Fire co-host boost, but then again, Rachel had that and she didn't get on. So Rachel, by the way, said that she wasn't even asked to be on 50, and I was like, what? What?
Yep.
So take that for what you will, everybody. Rome, you were asked, right?
Yeah.
You can say that. You said it. Yeah, you were asked.
Yeah. I got that email. Yep.
Yeah,
man.
Okay.
I made that video, man. Oh my gosh, I had to make an audition tape.
You had to make one for 50?
Yeah, that was like the first thing. That was like the first thing I got
They
out.
have so much footage of you.
Yeah, and the funny thing
know what you're like on camera.
is they had me make my 50 audition tape before I saw my own edit of my own season. Like they had me make it in August before my season aired. So they were like, So they were like,
Interesting.
They were like, talk about your redemption arc, and I'm like, I don't even know how I'm portrayed. Like I don't even like what. Like I'm like, wait, I need to redeem myself. What I do? Like what I'm saying? Like,
talk about the fall of Rome, and you're like, what does that mean? Like, what is that?
Wait, I'm going. Wait now, hold on.
That's crazy.
I thought I was getting a hero edit. Wait a second. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite
man.
the opposite. Although, in a good way, quite the opposite. Yes, I will. Speaking of villains, Rome, I know you went out there, and whether you thought you were a hero or not, you were playing it up, which was a lot of fun. Savannah, I feel like maybe a little bit playing up, but I feel like Savannah, like when there's so many people like this episode, I think we got 2 different people. Christina and Sage both said like Savannah has Mean Girl vibes. And then it's like, you really get that when she wins immunity. I know I'm jumping all over the place. When she wins immunity, she's like, guess I'm not going home tonight. And I'm paraphrasing, but like the way she like looked at them and said it, she's like, I guess I'm not going home tonight. It was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get the Mean Girl vibes.
Even at Tribal, she was like feisty, and I was low key like, girl, you need to settle down. You might not have immunity tomorrow.
I love it.
It's
I don't
great.
care.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. As a viewer, I'm a big fan. If I was on the island, I would be worried. But as a viewer, I love it.
Yeah, no, I love when somebody like, here's the thing. If Savannah wins, because the tribe division's like potential spoiler, like craziness based on how many people have said openly that they're like not fans of Savannah. But if she loses, like it makes sense. Like this is just so much evidence of like Savannah is going to lose because of how many people, like 3 or 4 episodes in a row now, people being like, I don't like Savannah. Savannah's mean. And I didn't keep an exact count of everybody who said it, but shoot, if it hasn't been like 4 different people by now. Like I know MC said it for sure. We had 2 people this episode. And I forget if like Jawan said, I forgot. There's been at least 3 people for sure who have said, I don't like Savannah. And it's like,
this would be the most negatively portrayed potential winner in a long time on the show. So so I kind of understand the boat that you're in about, her not pulling it through in the end.
right.
So yeah, I mean, shoot, there's
Russell Hantz vibes. Not the same evil villain, just the villainous loser to the winner.
Somebody can fact check me, but I think about half the people on Survivor 50 are losing finalists. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're losing finalists as well. I wouldn't be too surprised if Rizgod and Savannah are. But the thing is, who would they be sitting next to? That's the thing. I don't know.
That's the if you look at like Heroes versus Villains, which wasn't an iconic season, a lot of those players on that season too were like losing finalists as well. Like they were finalists that lost. So they were in good hands if that's the case. Like you had Courtney, you had Amanda, you had Danielle, you had, I'm trying to think who else. There was
Russell.
Yep, Russell, of course. How could I forget? At that point, trying to think who else. JT
Colby
had won, Tom had won. Colby had lost. Yeah, good call. So it's like 5 losing finalists right there out of a cast of 20 that we can remember. So
Yeah.
I do want to mention that there was actually one good analogy tonight. People may like the space one at Tribal. We'll talk about that one. But before we go to the reward challenge, Sophie S. says that coming back to camp and seeing people being excited or not excited, whatever, people being disappointed that she's back, it's like getting LASIK, and now she can see past the yellow blob. And I was like, you know what? That's a good analogy. And maybe it's because I wear glasses, but I thought that's a good one. I like that one. Like that. I get it. She could have said anything else, but she said LASIK surgery. And it's like, okay, like I get I don't know. It's not, is it a bias for Sophie S? Maybe, but I like it. Anyways, let's move on to the reward challenge. Rebekah, what's the reward challenge?
Yes. Okay. So for this challenge, they did split up into 2 teams of 4. And Sophi B it was a schoolyard pick. She was not selected, so she got to choose a team to back. So on blue, we had Christina, Sophie S, Alex, and Savannah. Team yellow was the Rizgod, Sage, Steven, and Jawan, and that's the group that Sophi B backed. And so for this challenge, each team would untie a giant heavy metal cube and then roll it and use it to retrieve a sandbag. And then everyone had to crawl under a rope and then one person had to use the sandbag to knock 3 rings off of the top of a tall pole. And then one person at a time had to toss the rings and land them over the tall pole. So knock the rings down and then throw them back on. And I have to say, like, I don't know, I liked this challenge. I thought it was fun to watch. It wasn't like anything crazy different from things that we've seen before, but it didn't end in a puzzle.
Right.
And I don't know. Yeah, it was exciting. So yeah, what did you guys think of this?
Well, what did you think, Rome?
I mean, I thought it was a cool reward challenge. Like we had the same roll the box situation where I had to get up and, unlatch the thing or whatever. So knowing that, seeing them go back and roll back these things, it was cool to remember that and how heavy they actually were. Then you get through the net, you throw the rings on the thing. I like the fact that there's so many like basketball style, like throw the ring on the thing challenges in this season. Like we only had one of those type of challenges in like our whole like season, which is kind of wild. We the only one we had was at the hot dog reward challenge at the very end, shooting the balls into the nets against the wall, right? So this one they have so many of these. Like I love these challenges, and at the end, yet again, Rizzo ain't exactly clutching up. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this one. And I've said this before on my podcast, Rome's Reality Podcast, if you want to check it out. I don't think Rizzo's good at challenges. I'm complete. Like he hasn't shown me at all that he was the first one out in the immunity challenge. Like he hasn't done well at all in immunity challenges. Like even the one where you're supposed to hold up your own body weight. That's one where I'd think, hey Rizzo, you're probably gonna crush this one. This might be Rizzo immunity, and then he's out first. I'm like, wait, hold up. You know what I'm saying? So far he's proven he's just not good at challenges, and that's shocking to me, honestly.
I mean, that's really the thing between him and Savannah. It's like Savannah's the challenge beast, and Rizgod, I guess, is the strategic beast. Because. Flipping A, if like that that vote happened and Mary is sitting next to me, she's like, dang, I see why Rizgod's on 50. I think she said Rizzo though, but we always interpret that as Rizgod. I see why Rizgod's on 50. And it's like, yeah, it's like in her mind. And even in my mind, I was like, tonight's vote, I'm like more crediting the Rizgod. But even though Savannah is an equal partner, but then Savannah's out here winning immunity. So it's kind of like they balance each other, in that sense.
Yeah, which if I could add to that, like it is interesting because I don't even know if I would say like Rizgod has shown himself to be strategically great at the game. He just has so much charisma.
He survived like, 3 votes with an idol.
Yeah.
And didn't even
like
play
what
it.
Is that? But like anytime he's had a chance to be like strategic in the game, like I'm talking specifically about the moment when he found his idol.
Okay.
Like why did he tell everyone about it?
Yeah.
That was a bad move. Now, since then, he has done an incredible job of making that work in his favor, the fact that everyone knows that he has this. So yeah, that's what I mean when I say like he has so much charisma, like he's great at the social aspect of the game, but I don't know if I would say he's good at the strategy part, if that makes sense. But he needed
Savannah to win immunity tonight so that they couldn't split their votes, because the original plan was to split the votes on Rizgod and Savannah. And in theory, Rizgod would have needed to play his idol for somebody, in theory.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah. I mean,
so just
to
your point, Rebekah, I just want to say that I said on the last time that I was on this podcast last season, I said at this point in the new era, it is better to share your advantages early in the game if you get them with everyone. It's better that the entire tribe knows that you have it. It's played out better than it hasn't for lots of people. You look at Gabler, told everyone about his thing immediately. Everyone, you know what I'm saying, ended up winning. We've just seen it working out time and time again, right? If everyone knows about your advantage, it makes people rather just work with you than against you. Like, it just works out. So in the new era, based off how things go, it's better right now. The track record is to just share it. Just everyone knows about it, then you can play through it accordingly.
Would you say that applies like pre-merge or just for your original tribe? Like if there's a tribe swap, would that still apply, or like how far into the game do you think that applies?
I think it just it just goes all the way through. Like if everyone knows the second that you get it, even the other tribes, like if they know that you have an idol, like guess what? Like now if you get swapped with them, they're going to know, oh, I have an idol. I'd rather work with this guy because he might actually play it. So you're going to get more information just because you have an idol. Like, and people need to know if you're going to play it or not. So they're going to come talk to you. So I don't know. It just, the way that it works now, it just plays out better if you tell everyone than keep it secret. We see what happens if you keep it secret, right? MC tried to hide it. She went home.
Yeah, true.
Well, the blue team wins a reward. Sophi B backed the wrong team. And then Christina offers to swap the reward with Jawan because Jawan's the only one to not have food so far. And again, Christina getting this content. This one, of course, is required by the show because, like, how are they going to cut this out? How are they going to explain Jawan went to reward without showing it?
He just appears there. Right. They don't explain at all.
It's just like, again, it's like, okay, but why did she offer it to Jawan? Based on the story we're being shown. Like, I mean, because she felt bad, I guess. But, like, I don't know. It's like, are they closer than the show? Like, is Christina actually closer with everyone than they've shown us? Like, I'm just baffled again. Like, she's closer to MC. She was in her final 3, or she thought she was final 3, apparently. And now Jawan, so close, she offers him the reward. I'm baffled. I'm just baffled. Rome, help me out here.
I mean, so did you already talk about Christina giving Jawan the reward or whatever? Is that what you want to break down?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, now. I just don't understand.
Yeah,
based on what we've seen.
I mean, in my head, she sees someone struggling. Christina's won every reward so far on the season, right? So she hasn't. She's been eating. She hasn't like lost one food reward, I don't think. So when you've won every single food reward in a game that's on, like, they're on like what, day 16, I think right now. I think she's won like what, 5 food rewards at this point. So it's like it's only day 16. So she's like, I can go a day without food. He hasn't eaten once in 16 days. That's a lot because I went 12 days without eating anything and winning a food reward. So I could only imagine 16. So yeah,
I remember you catching fish and eating it in Asia's ear.
Yeah,
you can't gaslight me into forgetting that.
Yeah. No, it was what I caught. That was the only thing I ate was what I caught. You know, I didn't win any food rewards for like any real food. You know, and like everyone likes to point out, the fish weren't all that big. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't exactly the best dinner time meal.
I just can't forget the scene. I know it wasn't a reward, but I will never forget you eating it in Asia's ear.
Yeah, I mean, the fishing gear is a reward. It's just a lot of times people don't use it.
Ends up being a nothing burger for a lot of people, yeah. Well, she just swaps with Jawan. We go over to the reward, and Jawan gets a sob story with pictures. He calls himself the King Shark, and he's like, I'm out for blood. And that has like that shot of like the chicken, which I assume does not have blood on it, by the way. That would be very unsanitary.
No, I think it was ketchup or something.
Yeah, probably. But the way it's like, it's supposed to be like he's eating chicken with blood on it. It's like, oh, okay, Survivor. Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah. It goes back to the horror theme. Of course, next week in Survivor is very much coded with a horror theme in terms of the, the music and the editing. But this is kind of
Rizgod crying. Like full tears.
Right. Who's making the Rizgod cry? Who broke the Rizgod? That's the question. But anyways, we get that here, and it's like, I still don't think Jawan's the monster. It's got to be Savannah. Savannah's the only one who's like legit the monster around here. Can't be Jawan. But they're trying to portray it here like it is Jawan. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jawan makes Rizgod cry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could be.
All right. Well, we go back to camp where people did not have reward.
So just going back. So you think that Jawan is the biggest person on this season so far that's being portrayed as the villain?
No, I think it's Savannah. I'm just saying that I think the show's trying to use Jawan as a red herring. Is like, because Jawan's he's over here talking about Marvel. He's kind of a goof. Like, like Jawan to me is not a villain. But the show, like in this edit, it's like he's the king shark. Look at him eating chicken with blood on it or ketchup on it, but it's blood, because he's talking about blood in the moment that they're showing him eating chicken with ketchup on it or whatever it was, whatever sauce was on there. And I'm just like, I don't buy that Jawan's the monster, the villain of the season. So
yeah, and I think it's also like maybe a little, I don't know if confusing is the right word, but like because he's the one who's been narrating this horror movie motif.
Right.
Like he's the one, I forget which episode it was, but he brought it up at Tribal about like Survivor's like a horror movie. And I think it was even him in episode 1 that said, in his confessional, like Survivor's like a horror movie. So yeah, I mean, it's his voice kind of narrating all of this, but I agree with you. Like, I think Savannah is the one being shown to be the villain, but Jawan is involved in this somehow. And yeah, we'll find out how.
Yes, Jawan did the opening narration, episode 1, and I believe he brought it up at the Merge Tribal Council about how this is Act 2 of the horror movie. Okay. So he's the one that said Act 1, he's saying Act 2. I just don't buy that Jawan's the actual monster villain, whatever. They could say whatever they want, unless I see him break Rizgod next week, and that's why Rizgod's crying. I just don't see Jawan as the villain. So
yeah, agreed.
So we go back to camp where the people did not win reward. The people didn't win reward. Steven has chicken guilt. He says the chickens are circling the camp. They know that he killed a chicken. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, but at Tribal Council, everyone's talking about how hungry they are. And they're like, oh man, our chickens are not laying eggs. If only we had food. And I gotta tell you, I'm just baffled. I don't understand it. Am I going crazy? Rome, you weren't on the tribe that got the chickens to trade them in for eggs.
No, I was not.
But you were there.
Yes.
You were there.
Yes, my entire tribe already agreed. Understand. We would have killed those chickens. There wouldn't have been a question. Like all of Lavo agreed. Like, yeah, we would have eaten. Like, we could all talk about it. We would have done it, and yeah, it would have happened. So, there wouldn't have been a question. They're out there. Plus, you already killed 2. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just keep doing the deed, bro. You're already the chicken killer of the season. Like, you might as well keep it going. Are you gonna be
more haunted by the chickens? Yeah.
Yeah, kill them all. Their ghosts are haunting him. He's like, I can sense the ghosts of the chickens I ate.
Like, at this point, Steven, you're just leaving the witnesses around. Like, you gotta get rid of the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, clean up the crime scene.
Oh, man.
Again, I am not a legal expert. I'm not a lawyer. Do not take that.
Don't just run around killing chickens.
Yeah. Wesley said, clean up the crime scene. On Survivor, though, when they're just like at Tribal talking about how the chickens aren't laying eggs and they're hungry, and it's like
yeah.
Well, kill them.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think
they're hungry. I got a solution.
I will never.
I think we're missing some context for this because Steven says in this moment about that he's having weird dreams about the chickens and they're haunting him. But then, yeah, Sophie S brings it up at Tribal and she said something about like not to make it all about or not to keep bringing up the chickens. And she kind of like gestured to Steven. So it seemed to me like this is something that the whole tribe has talked about. Oh. But we never saw that on TV, like in the edit. But it definitely seemed like she knew something was going on with Steven and the chickens. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know if we're going to get more context for that, but there might be more to the chicken story is all I'm saying.
See, this is what I'm thinking happened, right? And this is with no context.
Okay, yes.
I think that Steven wanted to kill more chickens. And he said, hey guys, I've killed 2. Like, who wants to kill it this time, right? Like, someone else do it. And then he realized, oh, no one else is actually willing to do it. Now,
did Savannah murder one?
Yeah, Savannah did one, but I think Steven held it.
Yeah, Steven was part of it.
No, Alex held it. Was it
Alex?
Alex. That's why he said tonight. Alex tonight said he killed 2 because he killed one with Steven and he killed one with Savannah. So what Alex said, everybody says I'm a softie, but I did kill 2 chickens. And I'm like, yeah, good for you, Alex.
Okay. So Steven was part of the planning of two chicken deaths then. So
Steven was a part of the first one. Him and Alex actually killed the first one. And then second one, Alex held the chicken down. Savannah just like a villain, like a monster, just chop that chicken's head off.
See, that would have been me out there.
But remember, people who work in finance, those are the sociopaths or whatever she said.
Yeah.
Not Savannah.
Not the news anchors.
Not Savannah.
Not the news anchors.
At a chicken.
Oh man.
But anyways, anytime I hear people complain about we don't have any food, but they have food, I'm just like, I don't feel bad for you.
One of my biggest pet peeves in life is people that complain about situations that they put themselves in. So this falls in that category. If you have food and you're complaining about food, it doesn't matter your feelings or emotion. Don't complain about it because you're making the choice to not eat when you can. So don't complain about it. So, yeah, I feel the same way.
Good, because I'm just like, I don't want to hear you. It's fine. It's true. It's like, you don't have to kill the chickens, but don't complain about not having food because you do have food. And it's not like it's a tribe full of vegetarians. Yeah. Like we've determined. I don't think there's not a Kyle there from 47. There's not a vegetarian there, Yeah. Kyle, I would understand not killing chickens. Kyle doesn't eat meat. But in this case, like nobody there, as far as I know, is a vegetarian. This should be a non-issue.
Yeah. And it's just such a weird thing. I think I have brought this up before, but it's just such a weird thing in our like modern day culture where it's like, I think people are fine with eating meat when they don't have to think about it too much. But like, yeah, I don't know. There's this weird thing where it's like when you're looking at a live chicken, then suddenly people have a problem with it. But it's like, when you go to the grocery store and you buy chicken in the frozen section, like that was once a live chicken. So I don't know. It's a weird like mental thing, I think, that is hard for some people to get over. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. That's what Survivor does, though. It makes you face things.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rome. Go ahead.
I was just going to say something. I had a really weird moment like that when I was fishing. I tried to get this one fish. I missed, and he turned. And he like just kind of stared toward me like a little bit, and I was like, exactly. Like he was like, "Why'd you?" Like,
oh no!
Like he almost was like, "Why'd you do that?" And so like I'm a huge dog
like,
person.
What's up?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm a huge dog person. I love pets. So like the inner like animal lover in me, I was like, I gotta go for another fish. And so so I went for a different one. Yeah. So it is real out there. So I've never killed something like a chicken. I've never like went hunting. I've never done any of that. So like I can't sit here and attest to the PTSD because I could understand it that Steven's like sitting here having dreams and things like that. If he's never done something like that before, I could totally get it.
I could see on 50 they get chickens, and so this could go one of two ways if it's Coach. One is Coach says the Dragon Slayer has become the Chicken Slayer and he chops the chicken's head off. But if it's
he kills them all at once.
If it's the Coach from South Pacific, though, he's going to guilt somebody else into killing the chicken and then eat it and then, like praise this person, but like not actually do any of the work. I don't know. I just like, for some reason, my mind jumped to 50. Who on 50 would kill a chicken? Probably a lot of the old school players.
Almost every single person. I was about to say almost every single person on 50, I feel like would kill the chicken.
Yeah. Like Jonathan for 42 is definitely killing the chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Like we talk about new era players as well. Like I'm sure maybe a couple of them wouldn't, but like there's gonna be enough people there where we should not be hearing.
Like
I don't want to kill the chicken.
You see who they brought back for 50, right? They brought back the person for 50 that laid the chicken on the ground, stretched its neck out, took the machete and sliced it in half. Right? They took that's who they brought back. So.
We're talking about Savannah, because Savannah.
Savannah, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sage. So Christina says Savannah's a mean girl. Sage brings up her blackhead jar again, which I know keeps getting brought up. And the more I think about the like weird, that's in your house. That's in like, is that like a showpiece? Like you bring people over and you're like, hey, check out my jar of blackheads. Would you like to contribute to the community jar of black? Anyway, she compares Savannah to a blackhead. And not in a good way, obviously, I guess for Sage, I got to clarify, but I just like
derogatory.
Why was this ever said? I'm glad, like, it's not the show's fault. Sage clearly has said it multiple times. I think it was even in her pre-season press. So she's not afraid to talk about it. It's just, has no one told her? Does she not know? Have you no shame? The more I think about it, the more like weirded out I am about it.
I think the thing that I really thought about, and I thought about this for a while, like she says she keeps them in jars. Does that mean that she individually has her own jar for each blackhead, or does she pile them into one? Does she have just like a jar with a layer of blackheads at the bottom. Do these blackheads grow? Like, do blackheads grow mold?
This
do
is
they
too much.
like? Do you if you put a drop
These
of
are the
water,
important
does
questions.
something happen? What like how many blackheads are actually being saved? That's the real question. Because how many blackheads does the average person generate throughout the average month? Right? Like you got like not that many, you know. So like. I gotta think, does she have just like a wall of jars? Like, you know how some people like have like a rack of shoes? Like maybe she just got jars of just blackheads, just her room looking like a Dahmer scene. Like it'd be crazy.
Rome, you took this to a level I wasn't even thinking. We gotta skip. All right, let's skip ahead. Skip. Like you're watching a YouTube video. Skip. Okay. The ad spot's over. Thank goodness. All right. Christina tells Soph the split vote plan. I also failed to mention that Alex apparently is playing double agent, which will of course be important later, and the Rizgod wants him out. But Christina tells Soph the split vote plan on Rizgod and Savannah. Mm-hmm. And again, it's kind of like when this scene was happening, I was like, oh, she's going to tell Soph about her idol, and she didn't.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think I understand, like, Sophi B talks about why Christina is, like, sharing this information with her about, like, she, like, thinks that I'm on the bottom and I, don't have any, like, sway in the game, so I'm just, like, another number to vote with her, right? So, like, I do get that, like, I understand, but it is, I don't know, like, this moment at first, it definitely struck me as, like, why is Christina sharing this information? Like, they don't need Sophi B's vote, and everyone kind of knows that Sophi B has been hanging out with Savannah and with the Rizgod, so, like, I don't know, like, it seems like it was unnecessary to share this information, and I can't find a good motivation for why Christina would have shared with her. Was there something that I was missing in this scene, Rome? Like, again, is this a situation where, like, Christina's just closer to everyone than we're seeing? Was there anything that, like, you caught in this moment that I didn't catch?
I think that this means Christina's further from everyone than we're seeing. I don't think it means she's closer.
Okay.
Like, I think it means the opposite.
Yeah.
The fact that she felt so comfortable to walk up to Sophi and tell her about the split vote plan, like she didn't just realize that she voted with Rizzo and Savannah each time since they merged. Like, what are we, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the basic thing. So it's like, if you haven't realized that and still feel comfortable talking to her and approaching her about the entire plan for the night, that can be thrown off.
Right.
If Soph feels like just not going with it, like that was a wild thing to do, you know? So I just think it means Christina's not as plugged in as she thinks. And maybe her final three was no one else's final three. You know what I'm saying? So,
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
And story-wise, it's just baffling because with Christina, again, we're baffled because she says in this moment, I don't really trust Soph all that much. Well, then why are you telling her about the split vote plan?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand. And I know it's editing, like I'm aware. At the same time,
you said it. You literally said you can't trust her.
We watched her tell Soph, right? It wasn't like the show didn't have to like cobble that together. Like that happened. We watched it. The confessional may have been from whenever, but shoot, like, why are you telling Soph this? Because as Rome said, like, there's a history, heck, pre-merge. So, Soph's been on tribes with Rizgod and Savannah and has voted with them as well there. Even if she doesn't know the voting record, she knows that she's been on tribes with these two since the first tribe swap. Like, come on now.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like, I know we're only seeing very small snippets from their time at camp, but I feel like every time we see people just hanging out at camp, like those three are, sitting near each other or like hanging out on the hammock or whatever. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like the vibe, obviously I know it's just a small slice and this is highly edited, but the vibe around camp seems to be that those three like hanging out together. They're probably working together. So yeah, I don't know. It's maybe also just an element of not picking up on like the social element of the game potentially.
Maybe Christina needs LASIK. She needs the same LASIK Sophie S got. Might help her
She's
see
just
what's
seeing
actually
yellow
happening.
blobs right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we see the Rizgod pushing for Alex to go out and just starts talking to everybody. And he's like, I'm saying so many things. Some of them are probably true. And I'm just like, I gotta admit, Rizgod is how I have, when you think about if I went Survivor, how would I play? What Rizgod's doing in this moment is definitely something I thought about many, many times where I'm like, I believe if I felt like I was in a position to do so, I would just tell people things knowing that either A, they aren't going to talk to each other about these things, and B, if they do, they're going to be like, I didn't say it. Well, I didn't say it, but it's going to be like enough where it's like, well, I don't trust you anyways. Like you got to say things to people who don't trust each other. Like when Russell Hanson, Heroes vs. Villains, when Russell Hantz, told Parvati, oh, Danielle's saying X, Y, and Z about you. Well, that was the wrong way of doing it because Danielle and Parvati were like super close. Like, of course they're going to talk about it. But if you say things about people who are like Alex is not super close with anybody. Like nobody is. Like, if anything, Alex is kind of like there to assure Sophi B she's okay. Like, that's all we really saw him do post-merge. Like, I don't know. So it just, you got to play it right on who you do it. But Rome, I mean, I guess you actually played Survivor. I should ask you, did you, I don't remember. Did you do this? Did anyone do this on your season that you recall?
Did anyone try to play the middle?
Just like go around saying a bunch of things, getting people to go against each other without really knowing if what they're saying is the truth.
Oh, I mean, I did it on my season, but I mean, I just relayed all the information that I heard. So it wasn't exactly full misinformation, but I definitely tried to get people to go against each other at the merge. It didn't work out for me. So, because it's a lot harder with 13 people than 9. Like getting 5 votes to go with you is a lot harder than 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think I don't know, it's so fascinating to watch the Rizgod play this game too, because I think it requires such a I don't know if it just confidence, charisma, I don't know what it is. Like there's just something about, because you have to be very careful about who you're telling lies to, but I think part of the reason why this worked for Rizgod is because Alex was playing the middle. And so
some of it was
the Rizgod
true.
Was just there was a truth behind the lie. Like he was maybe putting a extra flourish on some things, but he was just calling out something that he was seeing that was actually happening. And just I guess knew, that people would have a problem with that, and that that would very strategically targeting Jawan and talking to him about hey, Alex is saying these things about you. And whether or not it was totally true, it was enough to cause a lack of trust between Jawan and Alex. And then Sage is obviously voting with Jawan. So that's really all it took tonight. And I don't know. That's a win for the Rizgod for sure.
Yeah, I thought this episode as a whole, I wasn't impressed with the Rizzo last episode, to be completely honest. I thought that once Savannah pulled up to the island, then that's what gave Rizzo agency to actually run the vote a little bit. I don't feel like he was going to without Savannah pulling up. This episode, though, I feel like was literally all him. I feel like even if Savannah hadn't have won immunity, I feel like she might not have even been one of the targets, based off how it went. I truly feel that way. So, based off him, planting those seeds, and like he said, I'm going to figure out a common enemy, right? The best way to get rich in anywhere, right? But mainly America, is to create a problem and then sell the solution, right? That's quite literally what Rizzo did right here on Survivor. He created a problem, someone playing the middle, someone that the other side can't trust, and then he created the solution. We vote together to get them out. So he sold the solution, and the premium, the thing he sold it for is, I'm going to keep my idol in my pocket and I'm not going to play it. So, I mean, in my opinion, this was a masterclass episode by Rizzo. This episode actually impressed me. The last one didn't at all. This one definitely did. He played this one masterfully. He pitted 2 groups that were gonna go against each other. He ended up having them go together and vote out somebody that was really right in the middle, that was kind of a non-factor, just so that he could save his vote, so that, like he said, now they're at the final 8. They have an extra vote and an idol. So they run the next vote no matter what, whoever wins immunity. And so if Savannah ends up winning it again, GG's. It's going to be whoever they want to go home is going home, and the chances of them running it down are even higher.
I just wanted to ask Rome, because you mentioned that Savannah showing up last week gave the Rizgod new life, and I agree with that. I guess I'm curious, in this episode, if Savannah didn't win immunity, how do you think the Rizgod's strategy changes? Because I feel like the show is presenting the two of them as a duo. And I feel like tonight he kind of also needed Savannah to win so that there wasn't the possibility of a split vote. But like, yeah, how do you think his strategy would have changed if Savannah didn't win immunity?
I don't think that it would have changed at all. I think that he would have just tried to play for Alex again, because he had already planted the seeds way before the immunity challenge about Alex being in the middle. So he had already planted that distrust before the immunity challenge even happened. So I think that if he would have ended up winning, then, or if Savannah wouldn't have won immunity, he would have just said, hey, I have an idol. Am I going to play it on me or Savannah? Do you want to 50-50 it? Do you want to split that vote, or do you want to just vote with me and get out Alex, who's playing the middle? I don't think anything would have changed. I think that Rizzo and Savannah would have been safe again.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the immunity challenge. Rebekah, I believe this is a new one, but is it a new one?
I think so. I didn't recognize this one. It is, it's an endurance challenge. It's similar to ones that we've seen in the past, but for this challenge, everyone had to use their feet to just press up against a disc and keep it from slipping and like falling to the ground. For the first 10 minutes, I believe it was, they were allowed to like hold on to the platform that they were sitting on, or like hold their legs, or however they wanted to do that. And then after that, they couldn't grab the platform or their legs. So it was just an ab workout, just an endurance challenge. And on this one, the last woman and the last man standing were able to win immunity. So this was a fun one. I like the endurance challenges. I like the ones that look painful and the smack talking that typically happens. And so, yeah, I enjoyed this one.
You want to hear what's hilarious about this? Is
yes,
absolutely, I do.
This challenge actually was first, at least from what I've seen, in Survivor Australia versus the World.
Oh,
if you remember,
not acknowledge that show.
If you remember, Parvati just won this challenge, right? They just used a box instead of a round disc. There was a box and a pole, and you just had to keep the box up against the pole with your feet in the crunching position. I think it was like the first or second immunity challenge on the season. And
okay.
And Parvati ended up winning it. So I don't know how this was filmed, ordered, things like that, but I haven't seen it on US Survivor before then, and it was just on Australia versus the World.
Well, this one's different because it's America, and that's all that matters.
America,
okay?
we use a circle, not a square.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's better, but yeah, it is. It's true. America. Yeah, no, they definitely did it second. Did they know Australian Survivor did it though?
It was on episode 4, by the way, if you want to go check that out.
Well, here's also my question. You said Parvati won it on that show. Savannah won it on this show. Has anyone ever seen Parvati and Savannah in the same room together?
Good question. Question.
Someone should check on
Notice
that.
how Parvati's non 50, and that's strange, isn't it? Interesting.
And Savannah,
interesting. Do you ever see them in the same room together? Huh. Well, I will say
I've never seen a photo of them together.
First 10 minutes of this challenge, Steven gets to talk about space stuff, and it was pretty interesting. In terms of when he said that you fit all the planets between us and the moon, I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Jupiter's huge. I didn't know we had that much space. Anyways, between us and the moon, I knew we had that much space in general. Obviously, I didn't know we had enough space for the moon up there. For Jupiter up there. But then Jeff at one point basically is like, Steven, I need you to shut up. It's not what he said, but he said it in his nicest dad way. He's like, Steven, we need to stop now. And I just what?
Also, just real quick, before we got to that moment, there was a montage of a few things that Steven said. And I need to just really take a stand here, because he made a comment about if we still consider Pluto a planet. And as a millennial, I still consider Pluto a planet. So I just really wanted to emphasize that. That felt really important in this moment. And yeah, also Jeff cutting him off. But I just wanted to clarify, in this house, we believe that Pluto is a planet.
Didn't they take it away as a planet and then bring it back as a planet? Am I incorrect?
Did they bring it back? I don't know. I knew they took it away, and I'm still mad about it. But if they brought it back, then good for them.
So I have an interesting question about this moment, because I thought this was odd from Jeff, right? I thought it was odd that he cut off Steven, because we all know and love a certain player. What is Christian Hibicki's most iconic moment?
His 6-hour talk about everything.
Yep.
Okay. So if that's his most iconic moment, he's on season 50, the quote unquote biggest season ever. And Steven is literally doing the same thing a decade later, right? You know what I'm saying? Like why wouldn't Jeff let him go? You know what I'm saying? Like it was early in the challenge when Jeff cut him off too. There were still like 6, 7 people left, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take it from here." Like I was like, Jeff, like let him talk. Like it's a social experiment. If the other players are saying keep talking, it's helping me.
Yeah.
And no one has told him to be quiet, and no one else has told him to. Why would you? Like if this is how they want to do the challenge, let him talk about space for 4 hours.
On Dave vs. Goliath Rome, they had 39 days. They had plenty of time for Christian to talk.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a tight schedule. They got to go tribal tonight, Rome. They gotta have Steven shut up. They gotta have somebody lose. They gotta put necklaces around them. They gotta boat them back to camp. And it takes like 40 minutes to an hour to do. Then they gotta have them talk for a couple hours, and they gotta boat them over to tribal, which by the way, tribal's like what? Not that far away from this challenge. But anyways, point being is, well, actually this challenge, I think is on the other side of Mana. Point being is that they don't have enough time. Steven's talking for 10 minutes is too long. Also, I truly think two on Real Talk, 2 factors. I think one, Jeff isn't really that interested in space. I say this because we go to tribal and Steven gives him an option of like, hey, I got a space analogy or kangaroo analogy. And Jeff's like, oh, I have an option, kangaroo. Like, okay. I'm not like saying Jeff's anti-space, but I'm saying Jeff maybe is not interested in space.
And
do you think Jeff believes in space?
And it's wild because like he gave him the easiest alley-oop ever of a kangaroo. Like talk about a kangaroo, the pouch, like being inside the pouch and not being in the pouch and missing your mom. Like that was the easiest like turn of an analogy, but you're like, no, space. It's happening, Jeff.
Jeff, I was just playing with you. It's actually space. That's why I was going to talk about it anyways.
It's the illusion of an option. You'd think Jeff would be used to the idea of an illusion of an option, but apparently not.
Wow.
Rebekah with the sickest burn of the podcast all season. You know what?
To be clear, we love Jeff, but
we
still sometimes.
Jeff is a human. He has his own flaws. I have my own flaws. We all have our own flaws. But yes, one of them is definitely the illusion of choice. I mean, look at In the Hands of the Fans and how all those questions were worded. Like they were not worded to be fair. Most of the time they were worded with a certain slant to them. The illusion of choice. Like, do you have a choice? Yes. Do I know where the choice is leading to? Also, yes. Steven was not prepared to what Steven, again, he was like, well, I'm not blaming Steven. Steven should have made his kangaroo analogy into a space analogy. That would have been the ultimate 180.
He's like, okay, there's a kangaroo in space.
Right. Jeff should be used to Rebekah. I don't know. Nothing's gonna top that burn. I'm not gonna be able to burn any better than that. Oh man.
Yeah, well, it just came to me in the moment. I don't know what to say.
I don't know why I didn't write this. Steven won immunity. It happened. I didn't write it down though. I wrote Savannah won 2 immunities because
I mean it was kind of inconsequential to be honest.
It was.
But yeah.
Steven wasn't going anywhere.
I mean, I didn't understand this because bro, there's 4 guys and 5 girls. So why are we having? If there's 2 necklaces, why is one for a guy where you have a 25% chance of winning and one for a girl where you have a 20% chance of winning? The Survivor, whatever people, the fairness team out there, like they're literally, their job is to make sure that every challenge is equally fair. If you're telling me going into it, I have a 5% less chance of winning immunity just because, like, that's wild. No, it should just be the top 2 people. How much more interesting would this vote have been if it was if it was Sophie and Savannah?
Sage and Sophie, or Savannah and Sophie both got it. Yeah.
All these S's. Yeah, Savannah and Sophie getting it. Like that would have been okay. Let's see. Now they can both swing for the fences. They both are safe. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been.
Alex got voted off. We still have all the S's around. Only Shannon is left. It's a season full of S's.
Yeah.
We're just S'd up right now, dude. We're S'd up. We're totally S'd up, man.
Yeah, 23% of the cast is named Sophie.
You make a good point, Rome. It feels to me like this challenge should have been basically in their back pocket starting when the merge happened and they had their first individual immunity. And the moment they have even numbers, that's when they do the gender. Like, okay, men win 1, women win 1. Or if it gets to a point where it's like, we got to do it at some point and it's too late, we don't have a split even number for this, we do just the top 2, like you said. I'm with you because that is a bit unfair. They did it the final 9. Like they planned it for final 9. They knew. Like, I don't know.
I mean, Jeff literally says everything is planned out. So like, this was the plan. Like, I'm going to go take your word for it. This was the plan, was to do this at final 9. So
yeah. Well,
where you knew no matter what, physically impossible for there to be an even split between guys and girls at the final 9. You knew it was physically impossible. So.
And had they voted off, a guy last night, it would have been only 3 guys.
Oh my gosh.
Like instead of MC being voted off last week, let's say Rizgod or whoever, I forgot who was available. Rizgod or somebody else was voted off. Like then we have 3 guys versus 6 girls. And it's just like, okay, the numbers are even more balanced.
Exactly. So
imbalanced.
I don't know, but I mean, he says that everything's planned out, so I'll take his word for it.
The illusion of balance. All right, just the illusion. Oh, Rebekah. Okay. So Savannah wins to immunities. I will say it seems like people have bought Rizgod's bait, but I don't have the vote count in front of me. Was it really just at the end of the day? Did the vote end up being Rizgod, Savannah, Sophie B and Sophie S? Was that the 4 votes for Alex? Was there a 5th vote I'm forgetting?
There was a 5th vote, yes. I did not write down who voted for him, but there were 5 votes on Alex.
Can you check the wiki and see? They usually have it updated by now. You see what the Survivor wiki says?
It was just the alliance of 5. It was the 3. It was Sophie, Savannah, Rizzo, and then the 2, Jawan and Sage.
So Jawan.
I mean, I'm assuming if there was 5,
Alex.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they did. Yeah.
Well, okay, but I think Sophie S flipped to. I think all right. So I think we got Savannah, Rizgod, Sophie B, Sophie S. Like Sophie S flipped. That's 4. So if we had Jawan Sage, that's 6. That's why I'm confused at the moment. Who voted for?
Maybe they flipped somebody else. So we just didn't.
Yeah. Check us,
Okay,
Rebekah.
so according to the wiki, everyone except for Christina, Alex, obviously, and Steven.
Okay.
Everyone else voted for Alex.
So it was a 6-3 vote. It wasn't 5-4. It was 6-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Brother. Oh, it wasn't even 6-3, was it? It was like.
It was 6-2-1.
Yeah, it was
because 2 people voted for Sophi B and 1 person voted for the Rizgod.
So Jawan and Sage are supposed to be leading this crusade as the other alliance, and then they just join the alliance they're against to vote off Alex.
Right.
What a couple of strategic morons. Like, they're not dumb as people, but strategically this is a moronic move. Why are you aligning with the other side to vote off one of your own? It's what? Well, like, it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. Like, okay, maybe I can't trust Alex, but like, I'll trust him enough for this one vote. Cause like, what's the worst that can happen? We lose one of our own. That's what's going to happen. We vote off Alex. I don't know.
Well, cause it's also like, maybe you can trust Alex, maybe you can't, but like, you can't trust the Rizgod or Savannah or Sophi B. Like, you know that they're going to vote against you. So yeah, it is interesting. Right.
If you're not going to vote for Rizgod, vote off Sophi B. Like, split your votes on Sophi B and the Rizgod and just take your chances. It's so simple, as Boston Rob said in Heroes vs. Villains. And then Tyson's like, what if we don't do that? And Boston Rob's like, no, why would we not do that? And then look how that turned out. Okay?
Yep.
Just don't vote with the other side. Tyson voted with the other side and got himself voted out of the game. Like, all right. So anyways, or Tyson voted wrong. I forget. It's been a while. Point being is, just really, dumb moves being made all around, but it makes Rizgod look good because basically it looks like Jawan and then bought Rizgod's bait about Alex. While it's like partially true, Rizgod also openly said, I'm just saying stuff, and I think some of it's true. So just like 10 out of 10.
What an icon.
Next time on Survivor, Rizgod, I wrote is crazy. I don't think that's what I meant. He was crying.
Do you mean crying?
Yeah, I think I got auto-corrected here, my notes. Yeah, he was crying. Yeah. And then we had like the crazy, like Christina, like shot in the water where it's like, she's supposed to, like, what is that? Like the Jurassic Park, not Jurassic Park, but supposed to be like a horror movie, I don't know. That's what definitely next one Survivor. And so didn't Savannah laugh and she's like laughing with somebody?
Yeah. And the big thing that stood out to me was that the jury gave a big reaction, like they were shocked about something. Yes. So I'm wondering if maybe Sophi B plays her knowledge. Her, what is it? Knowledge is power, like that advantage that nobody knows about. I'm hoping that happens soon. I'm ready for a big move from her.
Christina needs her idol stolen. She's not stealing from the Rizgod. She's going to steal from Christina, if anybody at this point. Just take somebody to...
And then, man, oh man, those 3 are going to have so much power.
We saw this episode, Steven tells Sage about Christina's idol. He's like, don't tell anybody. Sage's like, I won't tell anybody. Well, why was that even mentioned in the storyline unless it's going to become relevant later? Because it was not relevant this episode. But it happened.
And we've already seen that we've also seen that Christina is just out here telling Sophi B things.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, I was kind of surprised she didn't tell her about it tonight, but maybe she will soon. We'll find out.
I think it's leaked via Sage, I guess, because why else do we see Steven telling Sage if it wasn't relevant this episode? It has to be relevant later. So it must be relevant later. So we'll see. All right. Well, that's it we have for the normal podcast breakdown. Let's move on to what's new on Patreon. As always, these podcasts are early and ad free. I have a few new videos on there. Survivor, the crazy Survivor downfalls. I did Candace Woodcock's story from Cook Islands. I got a couple of Amazing Race videos for the Amazing Race fans out there. That's on screen. You can see which ones those are. And as always, the YouTube taking down videos. They took another one down, Rebekah, today. Another one.
Did it?
Speaking, it's somebody we've talked about tonight too. It's Parvati. They took down Parvati's Micronesia winner video. I know.
What?
So I'm already working on it. But what I'm saying is that there's a free post for everybody on Patreon showing you which videos have been taken down with and links to the videos that I have already fixed that are not public on YouTube yet. So if you want to watch videos that YouTube, he's just like, it's just out of line, Rebekah. It's just out of line.
Yeah,
like,
that's
as
crazy.
I'm enjoying my day, notification, Parvati's videos taken down. Like, bro, come on. So that's all on there. Link in the description. We appreciate your all support. But we do need to do something that we should have done last week. And it was bad on me for not even bringing it up.
Story of Rome video. I've been waiting on it.
Rome, I'll explain to you how this works after the podcast ends. I meant to do that. All right. We got to mention Rachel Lamont was with us last week on the podcast. She's no longer with us she's no longer on the podcast, obviously. She was with us last week, and I should have given breaking news. I should have given her an opportunity to talk about this, but she has a Kickstarter currently going on, and even when the Kickstarter ends, you could still support it and get she messaged me and said you can still support it once Kickstarter ends. I guess Kickstarter is not as strict anymore about end dates. I guess you still do things.
Yeah, and actually I'm looking at it right now. It says it ends in 12 hours, so by the time this podcast goes out, it might be already over. But yes, if you can still go back,
so
that's great.
This is for Puzzle Hungry. It's a puzzle race that Rachel is making, and it's on Kickstarter right now, and I think it smashed the goal already. Yes, Rachel said late pledging for the game and add-ons will still be available, but some of the freebies folks get during the campaign won't come with late pledges. So I guess the date means nothing. It's the illusion of a date. So Rebekah, can you tell everyone about Puzzle Hungry from what we understand? Because we don't have Rachel here.
Yeah. So just to be clear, like I haven't played this game. I've just kind of seen the information online, but it looks really cool. Basically, like from what I understand is it's essentially like a speed puzzle game. So there's a bunch of like mini puzzles and you have to race to complete them. And they're like multi-layer puzzles and double-sided. So they're like a little bit more complicated than just a regular puzzle. But yeah, you're making like little pieces of food. There's like little salmon, little like sushi things, just, I don't know, just different types of food that you're making. But it's also like a game. So when you finish the one puzzle, you like everyone else has to stop making their puzzles and you like pull some cards and there's like different rules for like ways that you can get points or like penalties you can give other players and different things. So it looks like honestly really fun. I'll just say like personally, I love doing jigsaw puzzles and I keep talking about like getting into speed puzzling because I think it just looks really chaotic and fun. And this seems like a good way to do that like with your family. I think it says like an average game is like 30 to 45 minutes or so. So it's, not as much of a commitment. A lot of like speed puzzling is like you're going to be there for 2 or 3 hours. So, this looks like a little bit more bite size. And yeah, I don't know. It looks fun. Like I said, I haven't played it, but it definitely looks like a game that I would play and enjoy. So yeah, that's what I can tell about it from what I see online.
Again, apologies to Rachel for not letting her talk about it last week. I didn't even think about it. And then after the podcast, I was like, oh shoot, I probably should let her talk about it. So this is our makeup that I promised Rachel we would do. All right, let's move on. Oh, if you want to look it up, just look up Puzzle Hungry Kickstarter online. You'll find it. It's the only one. There's no competition, I believe, for that name. So, all right, let's move on to a winner analysis. Tonight, we're going to do our top 3. Tomorrow, we're going to do all 9 of them with Mary. Rome, you're free to give your top 3 as well. So let's start with you, Rome. Do you have a top 3? Who's your number 3 if you have a top 3?
I'd say that my top 3 are Sophi, Yellow Sophi, Savannah and Rizzo. I'd say yellow Sophi because she has a decent amount of agency. Savannah's looking like nobody else is gonna like. I'm looking at who's left in the game. Like I don't even think anyone's gonna beat her unless it's Sophi and like anything. So like we might see the very first like. She might break the record, bro. Like I'm looking at who's left.
For Savannah for immunities, you mean?
Yeah, like she might break the all-time record. Like for girls, guys, doesn't matter. She might just break it. She might just win out all the way through 4. I don't really see anyone beating her.
I would love that so much.
I thought thought Rizzo was gonna be good at challenges, but he hasn't been at all. So I don't see anyone else that's left. I mean, Steven lasted up there for a while, but aside from this challenge today, he hasn't exactly been looking like a challenge beast. So I don't know. I don't know. We might be seeing something legendary in the making right here with Savannah. So
I have, believe it or not, Jawan at number 3, though after what I said tonight, I feel like maybe I wrote this down. Okay. And then I said what I said on the podcast. I have Jawan at 3.
That's real.
And I say this because there's so much positive Jawan content. But then after Rebekah, you told me who voted for who tonight. I was like, oh, maybe I made a mistake on Jawan at 3. But like he had so many positive moments tonight. And he was leading the opposing alliance. Well, him and Sage. And I don't know. I felt good until you told me him and Sage voted with them. And now I'm not too sure about this number 3. So I'll have to reevaluate that tomorrow. No, number 2, Rizgod, number 1, Savannah. I don't think I moved on Savannah all season. Savannah, obviously, tribe divisions. I mean, flipping Rome said it. She's gotten 2 immunities. Give her 3 more endurance challenges. She's going to have 5. She's going to tie Ozzy. You know, that's the record is Ozzy and Terry Dietz and Mike Holloway. I think all have 5. That's the record for men. The record for women, I think, is Chrissy, Hoffbeck, and Kelly Wigglesworth and Rachel. All have 4. I don't know if there's another one with 4. Maybe Kim? I don't think Kim got 4. I could be wrong. I think Kim got 4. Yeah. Kim Spradlin. I think there's 4 women with 4, but nobody's ever gotten 5. So Savannah at the rate she's going could definitely break 5 as long as she doesn't get voted off. I mean, break 4 as long as she doesn't get voted off, obviously. So high on Savannah, do tribe divisions plus what we've seen. My concern with Savannah, as always, is there's just so much evidence of like, are people going to want to vote for her? If she wins, it's going to be barely. It's going to be by like a vote. It's going to be close.
The fact that we have 2 people that would potentially be on a jury calling her a mean girl, that's 2 votes that you wouldn't get. So like, who are you sitting next to? Like, so that's where I'm kind of thinking maybe Savannah doesn't win. That's why I said I got Rizzo as my number 1 in the power rankings right now. He's went through 3 tribals without having to play his idol. He's like, he's super chilling. You know what I'm saying? He's charismatic. He just swung a vote to Alex out of literally thin air. Like that's the type of a winner thing. That's the type of thing you could talk about at the end of the game. So, I mean, I think Rizzo's in a great position right now. I think also Yellow Sophie's in a great position. The way that she got brought in and is now working with the majority alliance. Like, I mean, a lot of people have agency to sit down at the end and say something really nice. So you never know. I don't know. This season's a toss up right now, and I kind of like it.
As a counter to the Rizgod, Rome, Rachel said last week that if he can go multiple tribal councils without needing to play his idol, it might be because people don't see him as that big of a threat. But I'm kind of with you, and like, I think it's more impressive that he is. It's not like a Xander in 41. It's more like Rizgod is a target. He just keeps escaping because of his gameplay and other people's kind of, frankly, like they're letting him do it.
Yeah.
Like they're letting him gameplay his way through this. It's not like he's just not a target like Xander was in 41, who was sitting on idol. Nobody cared. Yeah, he has an idol and people care, and yet they still have not figured out how to put 2 and 2 together and get him out.
Yep.
Or get rid of his idol.
Yep.
Rebekah, who's your top 3?
Yeah, so I'm pretty similar. It's funny, I actually had Jawan as my number 3 last week, but I actually bumped him down this week. So right now I have Rizgod at number 3, Savannah at number 2, and I have Sophi B at number 1 still. Here's the thing. I'm trying to think of like who people need to sit next to at the end to win. And kind of like you guys were saying for Savannah, there's been so many people who have talked about how they get bad vibes from her, or like they don't like her mean girl energy or whatever. So I'm like, truly, I'm trying to think of like who she's going to sit next to at the end, that people will choose to vote for her, someone that they think is a mean girl, over someone else. And I don't know, is that a Jawan, someone who's like nice but maybe hasn't made some like big moves in the game? Kind of similar to like maybe a Steven, maybe like someone that just people don't really see as threats. Like I guess if she was sitting next to those two, but I mean, man, if Rizgod's there, I think she struggles to get votes. Even like Sophi B just has such a great underdog story, and that's honestly why I still have her at number 1, is because she's building all these relationships with people. I mean, Christina's out here giving her information for no reason, and I don't know, she seems to be in such a great, like, powerful position right now, even though not everyone like knows it or acknowledges it. And yeah, if she gets to the end, I mean, she has a great story, and she hasn't really made that many enemies from what I recall. So I don't know. Yeah, like I agree with you, Rome. I don't think it's super like clear cut. I'm not like, oh, there's one specific person that's definitely going to win at this point. But I still feel really good about Sophi B in the number 1 spot. And yeah, obviously Savannah and Rizgod, like, yeah, they're on 50, but also like they've been making moves recently. And so I feel good about, yeah, moving them up, keeping them in the top 3. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
A few episodes ago, I was saying on my podcast, I was like, hey, so like not to be that guy, but like you guys are on, like we're still waiting to see why you guys are on 50. Like you guys haven't really done anything to stand out yet. Now we're starting to see that the back-to-back immunity wins, the back-to-back tribal councils bluffing your idol play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. We're starting to see why Rizzo and Savannah got brought back. And I love that it's unfolding before our eyes. So I'm really happy with how it's turning around.
I think there's 2 ways to look at Sophi B, Rebekah, in terms of your argument there. One is like, we see Sophi B and how she could be a winner. And maybe she is, and maybe they just weren't like that thrilled with her in comparison to the Rizgod and Savannah. That's why they didn't ask her back for 50. But the other one is that I feel like I don't know, like, at the moment, Sophi B, she's not really been presented to me in a way where she's a threat. And we're 9 episodes in. Okay, so I can't say even. Erica of 41 was finally presented as a threat in episode 10, the Shan episode. That was the episode Erica finally unleashed that she's a threat. Like, I feel like we're a bit like in a Teeny situation here, where I was all hyped up on Teeny on 47. And I was like, all right, Teeny's bound to like finally deliver on the promise of being this big character, this threat. And it just like never happened. And for me, Sophi B, I kind of feel the same thing. Like, I like Sophi B. I'm like waiting for her to deliver on it, but nothing's been delivered. It's like, maybe it is next week. Maybe it is next week when she steals the idol from Christina, if that's what happens based on the jury's reaction.
You know what this feels like?
What?
Mitch waiting to make a move.
He's still waiting. Yeah. He's still waiting. Okay.
Still waiting.
Gotta get that right. Gotta get that timing right.
Any day now.
Any day now. Mitch is going to make his big move. Oh, brother.
The illusion of a big move.
The illusion of a big move. Oh, man. Anyways, that's our top 3 for tonight. But yeah, tomorrow, Mary and I will go more in depth, talk about all 9. All right, let's move on to trivia question of the week. Rebekah, what's the current score between you and I?
Oh man, it is neck and neck. You have 4 points. I've got 3 points. I'm feeling that tonight may be the night that we tie it up. I have an insane question for you. If you know the answer to this, it's insane.
We'll see.
And hopefully Rome can help me out with my question. No pressure.
All right.
But yeah. Hopefully we'll tie it up tonight.
Okay, well, I'll ask your question first because if yours is insane, then mine's gonna be easier than that. All right, Rebekah and Rome, if you want to help her. Which Survivor season was the 6th ever to feature returnees as players?
Wait, the 6th season?
Yes.
Fans versus favorites.
Number 6. Not several, number 6.
Fans versus favorites.
Your options are...
Oh, my bad.
Your options are South Pacific, Caramoan, Blood versus Water, or Cambodia.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
This is a crazy question.
I was wrong then.
Because it's the 6th to feature returning players.
Returnees as players, yes.
Oh, okay. Good clarification.
Like Island of the Idols does not count. There were not players.
Right.
Not that that was an option, but you get that.
I was going to say. Can you list the options again, please?
Your options are South Pacific, Caramoan, Blood versus Water, or Cambodia. Caramoan's obviously fans versus favorites too. Cambodia, second chance.
Yeah, I don't really know.
What's the earliest one out of those that you just named? My bad. It's
South Pacific.
South Pacific. That's my vote. South Pacific.
Okay. See, it's interesting because I don't know. My gut reaction was to say Cambodia, but I'm really basing that off of nothing. That was just kind of instinct. So I don't know though. I think I should go with my gut. I'm going to say Cambodia.
That is so far off. You should have listened to Rome, just like you should have listened to Rachel last week.
No,
South Pacific
I got to start listening to people. Oh, right. Man. Okay.
Right. Because the first one was Guatemala. I'm sorry. First one was All Stars. Second one, Guatemala. Third one, Micronesia. Fourth one, Heroes versus Villains. Fifth one, Redemption Island. Sixth one, South Pacific.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said which one's the earliest one, because I thought it was the one right after Heroes versus Villains, but you didn't name Redemption Island, so I was like, it's got to be whatever's the earliest out of those. So.
Well, Rebekah wasn't even close. She named the ninth one.
Yeah, dang. So Wesley has 4 points. I have 3 points. Rome has 1 point.
And Rachel has 1 point. Oh, Rachel has 2. She got both our questions last week right.
Oh, that's true. She did.
What was the question last week? I didn't listen.
I don't remember. I don't
remember either. I just know she got it right.
I know she got both of them right. Yeah. All right, what's my insane question?
All right, well, hopefully you don't know this. So your question is, after Lindsay's quit in episode 5 of Cagayan, a deleted scene showed Tony putting her remaining clothes where? And your options are in the shelter, in the fire, in the chicken's nest, or on the clothesline.
It's got to be in the chicken's nest because that's a Tony thing to do.
Is this a secret scene that you got to witness, Rebekah?
No, this is a secret scene that was listed on the Survivor Wiki, and the link no longer works, but I assume it is correct because it's on the Survivor Wiki.
So we don't have evidence of the secret scene. I hear you, Rome, on the chicken coop. No, I say that because like I have all the secret scenes on the DVD, and this is not one of them.
Right.
So that's why I was like, do you have access to this one? I would love to watch it. That's more of where my question was.
Gotcha.
So the options were obviously not the clothesline. I'm with you, Rom. Like that's too reasonable for Tony. What were the other options?
In the shelter, in the fire, or in the chicken's nest, or on the clothesline.
It's either
in the fire or in the chicken's nest.
Yeah,
like there's no.
Yeah, it's one of the other.
Yeah, and I'd say in the chicken's nest because Tony's a very resourceful Survivor player, and that's the only resourceful option. So,
chicken coop's more of like a Sandra move. Burn in the hat.
No, chicken coop is to keep the chickens comfortable.
No, sorry, I meant the fire's more of a Sandra move too.
Yeah,
because of burning Russell's hat.
Yeah,
or Russell burning socks. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Rome. I'm actually gonna listen for once and let Rome answer this one. So chicken coop, Rebekah.
Okay, yeah, that is correct.
Nice.
Oh man.
Hey,
See,
Rome
that's
has
what
2
you get
points
for listening to Rome. Yeah, that's great. So Rome and Rachel are tied for this season, each with 2 points.
I remember my question. I don't remember all my options from last week.
Okay.
I'll wing it. All right. So last week, this is me remembering my question. On Survivor Cook Islands, who got into a fight with Penner over eating fish? Your options are A, Ozzy, B, Jenny, C, Rebekah, or D, Candace. Yeah, that's correct. So Ro would have had 3.
So you want to know how
that doesn't count.
This is where questions like this is where like me binge watching the entire show within 3 months. That's where like it comes back and it's like helpful because I just watched all this stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like I remember
we need to bring you back just for the trivia section for every episode, and I'll listen to you next time.
No, that's unfair.
Rome's only allowed to help me, Wesley, not you.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, hey, now I have a 5-3 lead, so take that. All right,
I'm gonna have to step it up.
Let's move on to your all's questions. As always, when the episode ends, on CBS, we ask for y'all's questions. You give them to us here on YouTube. So the first question we have is, are you surprised? This one's for you, Rebekah. Are you surprised Christina has made it to the final 8 despite having 2 0-vote confessional episodes?
I mean, I'm not surprised in the sense that Christina is not a threat to win the game, just from what we've seen of her in challenges and around camp. And even just like some of the stuff we talked about tonight where, you know, she's like, oh, MC was in my top 3. And we're like, she was? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much that just seems like Christina seems like a very nice person. Obviously, she gave up her reward for Jawan tonight, but I don't know that I would say that she's like a strategic threat or a social threat or certainly not a challenge threat. So yeah, I'm not surprised that she's stuck around this long. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if she made it all the way to the finale as a goat. Like, honestly, that's kind of the part of the game that we're in. Yeah. So like, no, I'm not surprised, but I also don't think she has any chance of winning at this point personally.
That question was from Wishmaster Jirachi. I forgot to name the name. All right, next question is actually for Rome.
Oh, I was gonna answer that too.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Yeah, please.
But I was gonna say, like, I think when it comes to this, if you just look at the facts, she has went to 2 tribal councils. We are 9 episodes in now. She has voted wrong at 2 tribal councils.
Mm-hmm.
What is there to show? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so far, she hasn't been right on anything. She hasn't even went to tribal. So, you know what I'm saying? But twice, and she was wrong. She's 0-2. So I'm being on the right side of the vote. So I think at this point, like, she barely got an edit because there's not really. What are they going to show? Like, it would be kind of negative if they did. Good at
the game.
Yeah, I didn't say it. So.
All right, next question specifically for you, Rome, from DMMVDC. It's a bunch of letters. Their question is, what is your favorite moment this season?
Yeah.
What about Shannon?
Oh, dude, Shannon said so many out-of-pocket things this season.
Yeah, she did.
I'll say probably when Savannah got the advantage and said, forget everybody, I'm going to cause chaos. I don't even need to talk to y'all about the reason why I'm dipping out. I'm just getting on the boat and I'm heading out. I'm gone. And then she just pulled up the camp feeling like an absolute boss. I thought that was like a super dope moment. Like that was.
She did like a princess wave and.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She was feeling herself.
Iconic.
Yeah. It's a good feeling knowing you're about to cause some chaos and you can't go home. Like it's no better feeling. Like that's how I felt going to my first tribal council. I knew I had an idol good for one tribal, so I didn't have a choice. I was playing it. You know what I'm saying? So I got to actually enjoy tribal. I got to take in all the artistry and the scenery and all that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have not one nerve in my body at my first tribal because I was safe. So it's a good time.
I went to Fiji this past summer, Rome, and I was surprised by how elevated the tribal council set is. Like, it doesn't look like that on the show. But from what I saw, because it was a deconstructed set from 50, it was probably like 10 feet high, maybe 15 feet high. I don't know the exact height.
I mean,
do you remember that?
I mean, after every tribal, you literally see us walking down a ramp away back to quote unquote camp. So like, yeah, we're walking up a ramp, you know, it's not like they're hiding it. Yeah.
But am I paying attention in that moment, Rome? I mean, not.
That's your fault. Don't be surprised because you didn't pay attention.
I know. I'm just saying I'm surprised by how high it was.
Wesley, every episode, they show them walking down the ramp.
I've tuned out by then. The vote off happened. I'm tuned. I'm all tuned out. That's a good point, though. That's a good point. I should have realized that. But when we went there, I was like, oh, wow, cool. And then they have. And this is in my the video Mary and I did talking about Fiji when we went there. But they have like a whole container underneath the tribal council set full of tribal supplies and stuff. It just said a bunch of people who worked on the cruise signed it, but you don't know what's inside. I assume stuff they're gonna reuse is inside. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to go and see that. But yes, you're right. Okay, ramps, Rome. Yes, I feel dumb now. Finally.
It would be really funny if like Jeff or somebody just popped out from under the floor of tribal. Just
when I went
randomly
past
one
Jeff's
time.
home, the place where he sleeps at, and I saw the security cameras outside, I was like, maybe Jeff is here. Right? I know he wasn't, but like maybe he is. Like maybe he's watching these cameras from LA.
I mean, I will say Jeff's stump was so much better than the stumps that we had. Like, people don't understand, his stuff was wider, like it was taller, like it was like so much easier to chill on, like for that minute that I was sitting on it. But yeah, it's pretty fun, man. The tribal council sets are awesome. They put a ton of work into them. So yeah.
I agree. That's actually the art department always nails it. I never ever complained about the art department. They're always doing their best. All right, next question is from Patrick. They ask, do you think Sophi B will use her knowledge's power advantage on Christina to get her idol? Rebekah, what do you think?
I certainly hope so. I mean, just given what we saw in this episode of Christina clearly, being open with Sophi and sharing information that she probably shouldn't have shared, and the fact that Steven and Sage know about this idol, I'm hoping that that's what happens. Somehow this information gets back to Sophi B. She gets to make a big move. I think she really needs to start making big moves soon if she does want to have a shot at winning. Kind of like we were talking about earlier, just like, yeah, I'm ready to see her like really play. So I'm hoping that's what happens, and hopefully it'll be next week. The teaser for next time on Survivor I know is always like highly edited and chopped together, and who knows what's actually happening. But yeah, I would love for it to be a little crazy next week.
What do you think, Rome? Is it happening next week?
I'd guess so. Like, I mean, she doesn't really have a choice. Like, all the other advantages in the game are on her side. So, I mean, that's literally the only one she can take. So, that makes sense. So, I mean,
for her not to use it would be a waste.
Yeah. So I'm assuming she's going to use it. So, and I'm assuming she's going to use it at this next tribal council, because that's when it makes the most sense, is when there's 8 people left in the game. And if you know that you can have 2 idols on your side walking into a tribal council, you're definitely running the vote. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and especially if you take the idol from that person at tribal and they were the vote that night, or they were on the outs of the vote. Now it's like, oh, I really am not about to work with you. You don't even have an idol now. Like, that's even less protection. Like, yeah, I'll vote you out, or I'll vote out somebody else. Like, so yeah, I think next week we'll probably see Miss Bellardi absolutely pop off. I think it's going to be her shining moment.
Dude, if she gets that idol and Rizgod still has his idol and Savannah wins yet another immunity challenge, and I was on the opposing side of them, I'd be like, all right, well, we can just call it here, I guess, Jeff.
And that's the thing. If that happens, I doubt they're going to use either one of their idols. Like, Rizzo could just keep it pocketed again, because it's going to be
Jeff, we can just call it. This is game.
Yeah. I mean, shoot.
It's like playing chess and you're like, I see the checkmate. It's okay.
I mean, if she takes it, you got to think, like, they have an extra vote and 2 idols, and also the best immunity challenge player on the season in their alliance. Like, that right there is just, like, you can't ask for a better dream scenario. Like, I hate to say, sometimes advantages make it to where a player's able to get further in the game than they probably would have without it. But also, that's what getting advantages does, right? That's why you go look for idols. That's why you take that risk, is so that you can have agency in situations like this. So, on one hand, yes, they have all these tools on their side, and they could run down the game with those tools, but at the same time, they work for those tools. So, you know what? I'll give them props. You know what I'm saying? They did what your dream alliance is supposed to do. Get to the end unscathed as a trio with all the advantages on your side. So if they're able to do that, props to them.
I mean, look at Devins. Devins on Edge of Extinction took advantage of every advantage he got on top of winning immunities, and he is an iconic player, and he's come back for 50, and I'm glad for it. I'm glad that there's the Edge of Extinction to bring him back, and I'm glad that he found, I don't know, like 3 immunities. I forgot how many immunities he found. He was gifted one from the Edge, but that's a different story. But the ones he found, and then he planted fakes, and he won immunities, like, advantages really helped that season, in my opinion, because had Devins just been gone in episode 3, or episode 4, and then the season just progressed as it was, I don't think it was gonna be as entertaining. It's the chaos of bringing those people back in halfway through or bring Devins in halfway that actually really elevated that season.
You want to know what my biggest shocker was throughout my entire binge of Survivor? I thought that Redemption Island was going to be a thing forever in Survivor. I was like, this is the best twist ever. People get to sit here and do challenges one-on-one to try. Like, I was like, nah, this is lit. Like, this is absolutely lit. And just seeing Ozzy pick them off one at a time, I'm like, this is good TV. Like, this is good TV. And then they've only had Edge of Extinction or like things like that a couple times. So I was mind blown at that, because I was like, that was so entertaining, honestly, in my opinion. But yeah.
I think once Chris Underwood won Edge of Extinction, we kind of saw everything there is to see with that twist. And it's just my opinion, because Pearl Island, you had the Outcast twist, which is kind of equivalent, different way of getting them in back way halfway through the game, where Lil and Burton come back, and then Lil loses in final 2 and Burton doesn't make final 2. And then Redemption Island, Matt gets in halfway through, tells Boss Rob, I was going to vote you off, but I decided against it. And Boss Rob's like, well, I'm going to vote you off then. And then votes her off. I think Andrea gets back in and then immediately goes. And then South Pacific, as you said, was the best one in terms of how, the person getting back in, because Ozzy gets back in both times. And had he just won that Final Four immunity, he wins the whole game. Like that was his season to win. He makes up for Cook Islands losing that one. And then Blood versus Water had it. And while I think a lot of the fun of that season was the first half with the drama on Redemption due to the Blood versus Water twist, again, it kind of ended up being a non-factor. Like Tina got back in the game, but when she got back in the game at the end of the season, it was like the numbers already weren't in her favor with her and Sierra, who voted off her own mother. So
yeah, but that's the thing. There was connections. Like there was reasons for people to just not even try. Like you had the Rupert situation. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got every season and newbies doing this, and it's a Redemption Island, a one-on-one challenge every day that someone's voted out, like that to me, to fight in your life in the game, like that'd be fun. I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, you played on the show, so I'm sure you would have loved Redemption Island.
Oh yes, bring them in, one at a time. Let's do this.
Savannah would have beasted it this season if there was one and she was there. That's what I've gathered.
I mean, she's essentially there with the game right now.
It's true.
Yeah, true.
Next question's from Fresh of Breath Air. Oh, okay. They said, Rome, I want to know why there's hardly any night footage on the show. I don't think they're expecting you to answer for the edit, by the way, in this question. I want to know why there's hardly any night footage. I would expect the funniest content to be people hanging around the fire at night. Do you guys not talk at night? Do you guys just not talk game? Like, what exactly is going on that we're not seeing that much nighttime stuff?
I mean, I know in Lava, we talked a ton at night. There was like a lot of nights where my tribe was like, all right, Rome, time to go to sleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like we be talking, I be talking, you know what I'm saying? We were having a good time. But yeah, there's a lot of things that go down at night, but it's 12 hours of pitch black out there. Like it's literally 12 hours of light time and 12 hours of darkness. So you're sitting there waiting for the sun to just come up a lot of the times. Like you're just sitting on the beach and pitch black, just waiting for the sun to come up. But a lot of cool things do happen at nighttime, right? Like the very, very first night when I found the Beware Advantage, I immediately snuck out of camp, right? Like none of that footage got shown for reasons, but yeah, I had to sneak out of camp, and let's just say I was very good at sneaking out of camp. Let's just say that. So I snuck out of camp, and you know, I had to go dig up the box in the middle of the path and things like that. I had to do that in the pitch black. There's no like extra lights to help. So when you're under that canopy and it's that dark, it's hard to do anything. So like me finding that path and digging up that box, it took literally like an hour, like to do that in the pitch black, right? Because it's not even like the cameraman that there's like a light attached to it. No, there's just like an infrared red dot. You just see the red dot and you just know you're being filmed. Like there's no light that helps you at all, but he can see perfectly, the cameraman or whoever it is, or he or she. So they can see perfectly, but you just can't see anything and they don't help you at all. So when I had to dig up this box, I looked like a fool just the whole time, but finally I was able to do it. So they ended up showing a 2-second clip of me digging up the box and getting the scroll in the middle of the night. And it took about an hour, but they showed 2 seconds of it. So at least they showed it, but like you said, they don't show much night footage, mainly because there's not a lot of people doing things at night in Survivor, just realistically. Especially if you don't have flint. Like if you don't have flint, you don't have any fire, so you can't see anything. So you're not doing anything. But even if you have fire, like, I mean, when we had flint, I was up pretty much all night, like every couple hours, like remaking sure the fire was good to go, the coals were staying hot. None of that got shown. So like there is just a lot of stuff that happens at night that just doesn't get shown at all. So I think the main reason is just because the players don't do much at night.
I remember those super early seasons. Speaking of your binge of every season, those super early seasons, they would show nighttime scenes, and the players would be talking about some stuff that I don't think they'd even put on TV today. In terms of they're like talking about having many things in relation to sex that are outside of two people. I remember this. I was like, this is season 1, season 2 stuff. I was like, I wonder. And then they just kind of stopped it. I'm like, I bet you people still talk about stuff like this.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Give it away,
like, yes, most definitely.
But
most definitely.
I feel like this probably happens every season. They just choose not to show it anymore because they did the first few seasons. And it was like, wow, they just put this on TV, huh? Like what they said. So
most definitely.
Last question from Scoozy. How would you feel about a season where you always, every tribal council had the option to bank your vote and save it? Rome.
I mean, I like things like that. I like the idea of a season where everyone knows some crazy twist is the only thing that's weird about the season. And something like that would be fun. It's like, all right, cool. Now we got tribes of 6. We go to our first tribal. Who is going to be that sneaky beaver and just sneaks and just doesn't vote that night? And are 2 people going to do it? Now it throws off the vote. Now it's a 2-2 split and you can't vote on a revote if you bank it. Like, there could be a lot of things that could go left with that. I also think another cool twist would just be everyone gets one individual immunity idol and there's going to be none hidden at all. Just hand every single player an individual immunity idol at the start of the game. See what happens. See who's gonna play it. Are we gonna get 6 idols played at the first tribal council, or are we gonna actually have people saving it for later? You know, so I think it could be interesting. Just any type of twist across the board, I'm a fan of. Why not try different things? We just had 9 seasons in a row the exact same. Let's anything. I'll take it.
I once suggested the idea, and I'm sure many people have, of everybody getting an idol at the beginning of the game and just like, that's it. Like, no more idols. Those are the idols. And I suggested on the podcast that's number 1 on the charts, and I won't name names. And they laughed it off, and they're like, well, obviously that what if everyone played their idol? And I'm like, and then they kind of moved on with the conversation, but I'm like, yeah, what if everybody played their idol?
Then it just turns into a normal vote. Then everyone loses their idol, and then here we go, let's vote. Like, it's not.
I think there's also the option of, okay, everybody plays their idol, which means everybody's safe this vote. And then the next vote, we just vote off 2 people, because obviously we have to get a certain number of people voted off. I don't see why it's like like Jeff, you think Jeff would love this in theory, like everybody play their idol, everybody's safe, it's so dangerous.
No, I think he would just announce that if everyone plays their idol at the same tribal council, there will be a revote and everyone votes. Yeah, essentially like your idols are gone and we're voting. So
okay, yeah. You know what? I see that. I realistically see that as, hey, here's the out on this. Like, if everybody plays it, you're just gonna vote anyways, and everybody's idol's just gone.
Exactly.
I could see that. It'd be like kind of like a threat, kind of like a, if you guys can't make a decision, we're gonna draw rocks kind of thing. So you better figure this out.
Yeah, or even not if it's like everybody, like he could just have a number limit. Like if 3 or more people play their idols, then they cancel each other out or whatever, because that adds another layer to the social aspect of like you're like trying to limit judge, of idols being played. Yeah, like I want to play my idol tonight, but do I think that 2 other people are also going to play their idol, and then we cancel each other out? It can also be a strategy where it's like, I want to vote someone out. If they play their idol, then I need to get myself and one other person to also play the idol so that their idol is null and void and we can still vote for them. So something like that could be really fun. Like you're saying, just, it just adds more to the social aspect of the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would be a fan of that as well.
I think on this Oops All Idol season that we presented, they should make a rule where if you combine 2 idols, it becomes a super idol like they did on Co Wrong. But it has to be, the idols have to be in possession by 2 different people. It cannot be one person in possession of 2 idols. It has to be 2 different people have to agree. We're combining our idols to make one super idol. And that's how you get the super idol. But that super idol still then is only in possession of that one person. And you know what I mean? Like just the same rules as Co Wrong basically, but require 2 different people to hold the idol. Because in Co Wrong, theoretically, Ty could have held both, or Scott or Jason, but instead they were split between the 3 of them, the 2 idols. I just think this Oops All Idol thing there's some merit to it. There's definitely a season to be had from this very basic idea. It does not cost the show more money.
The only thing that I want to see, and it's my only ask, and I don't ask for much. Listen, the highest rated season, the favorite season unanimously of all time is Heroes vs. Villains. It had the most villains cast on it. Just give us a season of all villains. Just put 20 villains on an island. 20 of the most notorious villains and see what happens. It's going to be great TV.
I know you just want to get back on the show. That's what you're saying.
Listen, I'd have a blast, but if
all villains.
But if you put me, Say, Q, Shan, you put Jesse, you put just all the most recent and biggest villains that were on the show, Venus, if you put all of us together and then put the throwbacks, go get Russell Hantz, get Johnny Fairplay, get all these people, get whoever, I think just a season of all villains would be absolute entertainment.
They're going to bring back Boston Rob. It's going to happen. That's how that happens. That's like Jeff's like, what can I do, Boss Rob, to get you back in the show? Because apparently he asked him back for 50 and Rob said no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Rob's like, only if there's a season of all villains, Jeff. That's the only way I'm doing it. That's how that's happening.
Wait, does Boston Rob consider himself a villain?
I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, really. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's all in how you see it. So Boston Rob would propose. Here's the thing. Rome's saying it. Rob would propose an all villain season. They would cast all villains. Then Rob would present himself as the hero again.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
that checks out.
He'd be like,
Or
he
would be like, actually, no, I don't want to do this season.
No.
And he's just not on the show.
Rob would need
But
to
it's
do
still
it
a
during
great
a lull when he's not like doing traders and stuff, you know. He's like,
Sure.
like not doing Deal or No Deal Island. That's when he'll be like, all right, Jeff, I'll do it, but only if it's all villains.
That would actually be awesome. I would. Oh man,
So,
I'm in on this.
I mean, just hear me out. Like, would you rather watch an all hero season or an all villain season?
I mean, if it's between those two binary choices, all villains. But realistically, I would just like another heroes versus villains. Like, why can't we do another one?
Here's the thing. I also would like some villains who think that they're heroes. Like,
I thought I was a
Like
hero.
Rome thought he was a
I
hero.
thought I was a hero.
well, yeah, absolutely. Like Rome, like Boston Rob, like Coach, like that type of person. I think that would be so fun to just see a full tribe of that type of player. Like, yeah, because I think that's the thing that like made heroes versus villains so much fun to watch was like everyone
Heroes
came in
going
with something
villains,
to
villains
prove.
becoming heroes. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I would love more of that dynamic. I'm with you, Rome. I would vote for this.
I wouldn't do all villains. I would do just, why can't we do a heroes versus villains 2? I don't know why that's not on the table. Why do we do a blood versus water 2 and a fans versus favorites 2, but not a heroes versus villains 2? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's okay, Jeff. People will be okay with being labeled villains if they can play again.
Yeah.
I think that's what Rome's saying.
100%. Like me say, like we're fine with the villain label. Like it's not a big deal. Like villains make the best TV. There's a show called House of Villains for a reason. There's not a show called House of
Yes.
Heroes, right? Like, come on.
That's true. That's true.
Absolutely.
That would be a totally different show based on what I've seen from that show. All right. Well, hey, I think that's it for this week. We thank you all for listening. Tomorrow, again, Mary and I will be ranking the remaining 9 players, our top 9. And
Your
the
top
next
9 players. Yep.
and the next week, we don't have a special guest that you know of. All right. Well, that's it for this week. All right. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Peace.